Washed Manchester City 2, greatest team in Europe, greatest manager in the world, 1. I think we knew the writing was on the wall anyway, and then we saw the team selection, and that wall got bigger, the writing got even more. Now, you can't fault the effort, of course, and many people are talking about, well, I'm proud of the boys, they did a great job. This is how far we've come after 6 years, nearly 7 years, and over 1 billion spent. 1.3 billion. That we're happy. We're happy with a 2-1 loss at Man City when the title is on the line, and I see fans online saying things like that was a statement performance. Can't say statement win, which is the usual nomenclature, which is the usual thing that you say in that sense. No. Because we lost, it's a statement performance. How the hell can a loss be a statement performance? It's quite hard to fathom how these people can, plumb the depths as much as possible to protect this manager and also the team as well. Although the team will be turned on, the players will be turned on before the manager. It will be everything, all and sundry, before the manager, which you cannot criticise. Mikel Arteta, you should never, ever, ever criticise Mikel Arteta. Don't you dare. Okay? Otherwise, the imaginary person saying that will do nothing because they're in a basement, their mother's basement, and it's time for bed. Havertz, King Kai, coming back to save us. He's our saviour. Like when Ian Wright met Dennis Bergkamp, who Havertz has been compared to by certain commentators in the social media realm. Ian Wright met Kai Havertz at a petrol station. Kai Havertz, brain rot, not much sleep recently. Ian Wright met Dennis Bergkamp. You just can't distinguish between the two, can you? Even I can't distinguish between Havertz and Bergkamp. Ian Wright met Dennis Bergkamp at a petrol station just after he signed, and he was like, Dennis, the saviour, you've come to save us. This is what we were told about Kai Havertz. Okay. Well, he charged down for the goal. That's good. Apart from that, I'm struggling. Missed a one-on-one. Missed 2 one-on-ones, actually. Missed a header. He miscontrolled the ball in one of the one-to-ones. One-on-ones, which is going to be a one-to-one. If he could have actually controlled the ball. Odegaard then. He was another one who's that injured, coming back to save us. See, what it is these players who are not here, they're the ones who are coming back to save us. He passed the ball to Havertz. Twice, I think. Other than that, he pressed and he pressed and he pointed and he ran around. He has mastered the art of looking busy and producing next to nothing. Contrast that with Bernardo Silva. What a player. Bernardo Silva is everything that the Top Gooner types, that the Arteta sexual types, and Odegaard stands. The two come hand in hand. Think that Martin is. But he's not. And there in that game, you have it all borne out before you. Stark and obvious, the huge difference in quality between a player like Bernardo Silva and a player like Martin Odegaard. 280 grand a week to run around and lead a press. And that's why fans were saying, after all, we press well. Can you imagine in the days of Pete Wenger, people go, oh, well, we lost the game, but we pressed well. We'd be getting pelters. But that's not the standard anymore. And for me, this whole game just summed up Mikel Arteta's tenure. Good effort, not quite good enough in the end. And that's all we've had for the past 3 years, and that's what's looking like it's going to happen. Hopefully not, because we really need that title, because Man City are closing in, which I'll get to in a sec. But the writing is on the wall. If Man City get this title, there will be one trophy away from us. One. A major trophy's won. And if they get that trophy, if they get a treble this season, or they get that trophy next season and we've won nothing else, then we are no longer the third most decorated club in England. This is how important it is. So when Arsenal fans tell you trophies don't matter, they either don't care about the club or they just don't know their history. But if you're an Arsenal fan, you should care. Truly, you should care. Taking off Eze. A moment's player when you need a moment. You need a big moment. That second half were tiring. City of the ascendancy. They've clicked up a gear, as they do. City always do this. We saw it against Chelsea. If City have a tepid first half, you can guarantee they come out firing at the start of the second. Eze hits the post. Kind of out of nothing, of course. But he hits the post. Then he gets substituted. Odegaard stays on. Somebody explain that to me. Explain that to me in the comments, someone. Because I'm still baffled by that. You need a moment. Damon's still on the bench. You don't even have to bring him on like 65 minutes. Throw him in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But no, this would be too much. Because Arteta does not want to risk losing goals. He is the only manager I can think of who will play for a loss, as long as that loss is reduced. Unless you're, talking about a smaller team who are like 4-0 down at half-time, who will just play, or 3-0 down at half-time, who will just play damage restriction. Arsenal playing damage restriction, in a title race. When this was supposed to be the game where we were going to have fire, and we were going to come and show people, and that everyone had all this chess before the game, that this would be the day that we showed what we're really about after 6, nearly 7 years of the process. I guess the process is continuing. I bulked up Kai Havertz. He's bulked up. Just look at him. He's so big and strong. Bernardo Silva, all 3 foot 8 inches of him, outmuscles him. Bernardo Silva, all 3 foot 8 inches of him, wins ahead of instead of Gyökeres. And I'm seeing on X, Arteta coached a win. How can he have coached a win? Please explain to me how he coached a win when, number one, we lost. Number two, we lost 5-2 on shots on target. We lost 12-5 on shots overall. We fouled more than twice as many times as City. We lost, I think, 8-5 on corners. We barely threatened Man City. We had sporadic spells. We had a good start to the first half. We did not have the legs because this team is fucked. Because the manager has fucked them. Not like that. Pause. He has run them into the ground. Oh, but the press. At least we pressed hard, right? Shirky running the show. Shades of Eden Hazard. Shades of Peter Beardsley, to be honest with you, for Newcastle, way back in the day. If you know, you know. Tricky wing play. He wasn't quite on the wing, I know, but the tricky feet is what I'm talking about. You don't see goals like that every week. So now what? We go to Newcastle. The Newcastle game. We're at home, of course. We don't go up there, but we did go up there and win. So I'm hoping that will give us a psychological edge because we don't traditionally do well at home against Newcastle. Well, we're very hit and miss. We have beaten them 4-1 recently, but we've drawn a few times too. And factor in the main point, the main problem. It is a big pressure moment. It is April. This is not a traditionally good time of year for Arteta. He has a very poor win percentage record in April. He's won something like, since 2021, he's won about 10 games in all the Aprils. We know this team has problems in big pressure moments. We've seen it in the past 2 weeks, and it continues. We have not won a domestic game since the Carabao Cup final defeat. Yet we're told every week we are going to bounce back, we are going to learn, we are going to get stronger. Every single week we're told that. We had it all last season as well. It never works out. Yet people never learn. When will they learn? When will we reach these kids? So as for Newcastle, we'll do a preview of that. I'll do a preview of that in the next few days, so look out for that one. Luckily for us, Newcastle are playing shit right now. However, I don't think that even really matters. We struggle against anyone in any situation. Anyone who's in any situation who plays us in a high pressure moment, they have a massive chance. And teams are going to fancy it against us now. They're going to see our last few. How could you not fancy playing us, even at the Emirates? Even with a great record earlier in the season in the Emirates, we've seen what Bournemouth can do. You see what Sporting did in the first half. I know they didn't score, but they were dominant in large parts of that first half. We're about to see Atleti do the same in a couple of weeks. It's difficult to see how we win this title. It's difficult. But anyway, we just got to hope our midfield copes, because Newcastle, I think, will have a full strength midfield. I think they've got, was it Bruno returning from injury or Tonali? I forget, sorry. But our midfield is fucked. Running on fumes. Rice having to, whilst running on fumes, do two people's jobs, because Zubimendi's fucked. Can you imagine the potential for that midfield battle up against Joelinton, Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes? It's worrying. So whilst Newcastle are in bad form, that midfield battle is a big worry. But we will get to that in due course. Havertz didn't save us. Odegaard hasn't saved us. Arteta has picked his favourites and they failed again. And that sums it all up.